a very important Shaktipada process. Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. Sadashiva sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence. The Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul. Today we are going to have an important Shaktipada. Listen intensely, because it is very important for you to manifest powers and manifest the space of Sadashiva. Listen, not only purpose of this program, purpose of the whole life itself is manifesting Sadashiva space. All the best things you think in the life, health, wealth, happy, blissful relationships, contentment, completion, enlightenment, manifesting multiple powers, multiple possibilities, everything, all that boils down to one: opening up that space of Sadashiva in you. Opening up the space of the ultimate. I don't want to use the word God because it is too handicapped. God is a poor man's version of Sadashiva. God is a poor man's version of Sadashiva. Who can't understand Sadashiva, use the word God. Worshippers of God are poor people. Oh, really? They know only three: generation, operation, destruction. That's why God, God. But life is not just three. Life is five. Much more than that. Life is generation, operation, destruction, delusion, and liberation. It's all the five put together. People who don't understand delusion exists. When they don't understand delusion exists, they can never come out of delusion. Whenever your will is perverted by your own body chemicals and loses its goal, does something which is against your own goal, jeopardizing your own interests, that is what I call delusion. Only when you are liberated you can understand delusion. Understand, your will overpowered by the chemicals and hormones of your body, and your will losing its focus on purpose and jeopardizing your own purpose. You know it is going to jeopardize your existence, but you just do it. Compulsive behavior pattern. How many of you understand what I am saying? That is what I call delusion. The effect of delusion on your body is this compulsive behavior pattern. Person or the society which does not understand the power of delusion never gets liberated. You need to understand the power of delusion. Only then you can get liberated. Understand? The session I am going to conduct now, first time ever I am conducting. It is not actually, this is going to become a session for further inner awakenings. If you already attended IA, don't think this session is going to be just regular genesis of identity. No. Genesis of cosmic identity. So listen carefully. Listen carefully. Now, I shared few truths. I'll repeat. One. Whenever chemicals and hormones of your own body taking over your will, and your will does the actions by getting into delusion which jeopardizes your own planned future or cherished future, desired future, is delusion. How many of you feel you get into that many times? How many of you feel you never get into any delusion? It means you are in delusion now. I just wanted you to know. If you feel that you don't get into delusion at all, then you are in delusion now. Remember that. Second, listen, please come to the space of listening. Second, I am going to introduce you to you. What is individual? What all makes an individual? You are an individual. At least that's what you believe. What all makes you as an individual? So please listen carefully. Please listen. This is cartoon of all of us put together. All of us put together, cartoon of Aam Aadmi. Whatever we think about us inside, feel about us inside, the thought currents, cognitions which we believe as us, thought currents and cognitions which has a capacity to trigger you and push you into actions as a compulsive behavior, whether you want or not, those thought currents put together is called inner image. Listen. If you already heard my definition of inner image, now suddenly you will have a shock. That's LKG version, this is upgraded version, that's all. Listen carefully. Thought currents, memories, ideas you carry about you, which gets triggered, pushes you into action, whether you will it or not, sometime convincing your will, sometime not even convincing your will, just bulldozes you, bullies you or bulldozes you, puts you in action as compulsive behavior. You simply behave, respond, react. Before even you wake up, everything is done. In this kind of happening, what pushes you and makes things, those thought currents, those memories, those ideas, you know depression is not right and it is going to keep you far away from Sadashiva, but you enjoy depression. Compulsive behavior patterns which puts you in delusion. The bundles of those thought current, bunch of those thought currents put together is called inner image. You don't have to take notes, listen carefully. Then I'll give you whatever you need to carry. Listen carefully first. Then outer image, how you project you to others, to your mother, father, brother, sister, girlfriends, boyfriends, spouses, daughters, children, boss, to all of them, how you project you. Listen carefully. I am defining. Outer image means your inner image plus your fantasy of completion of your inner image is outer image. Listen. In the inner image, if you feel poor, poverty is one of the major pain point. In the outer image, you will always be pseudo-rich. You will always be pseudo-rich. I always tell people, person who deeply allowed the poverty to torture himself, even if he gets wealth without completing that suffering and pain, he will only live the poor man's version of a rich man, not real rich man. Poor man's version of rich man is not real rich man. Understand? There's a big difference. Poor man's version of rich man is not real rich man. Richness is ability to use the wealth for the purpose of life and relax. Poverty, the poor man's version of richness. Poor man's version of rich man is purpose of life itself will be wealth, money. Because he is so poor, he does not know what to do with wealth. Understand, man who has only wealth is the most poor man. Man who is only educated in the classrooms is the most poor, uneducated person. Child educated only in classrooms is the uneducated child. Person who has only money is poor man. Kubera, Lord of all the wealth, is not Lord of the universe. Understand? He is Lord of all the wealth in Hindu mythology. So I should say Hindu Puranas. But he is not Lord of the universe. Your inner image plus your fantasy is your outer image. That is the way you will project you. In your inner image, if you feel deeply sorry about your ignorance, all the time you will show yourself as highly educated person. If somebody points your ignorance even by mistake, it will start. Now that is what most of the time we do. Understand? Actually there is nobody outside towards whom you can jump, fire, shout, fight. It is internal agitation. Brrr, brrr, brrr. I should say, this is outer image of inner image. You are trying to show an outer image even to yourself. That is what is irritation about yourself. That dog. Brrr, brrr. How many of you precisely understand you have this problem? Whenever you are alone, if you are irritated, agitated, remember this cartoon. Brrr, brrr. Listen. The inner irritation is your outer image you try to project on your own inner image. Means you know this is you, that's what you cognize, but you are trying to make you believe you are not that and this. Understand? If you complete what you think as you, what you want will flower. But if you force yourself to believe, it is like a putting the sandal scent on. You understand now? See, your inner image mixed with the fantasy and projected outside is your outer image. The good news is, if you know to complete your inner image, you will create an amazing outer image. But if you don't know that science, you will try to build your outer image on inner image. That is like a stone building without foundation. Building a huge stone building without a foundation. What will happen? Constantly you will be insecure. You will be in insecurity. And small, not even earthquake, just a small tremor is enough for the whole thing to fall apart, collapse. Understand? I'll repeat now. All the thought currents which triggers you, pushes you into the action in compulsive behaviors, even though your will knows it jeopardizes your convinced goal of life or the convinced purpose of your existence. That bundle of thought currents, bunch of thought currents is called inner image.